He was a little quirky. He was a little temperamental. He was an amazing genius. And you always knew where he stood. If I can be half that authentic, I'm a success. When I think of Horst Rechelbacher, the three words that come to mind, first of all, passion, amazing passion, authenticity. He was always more than you ever expected, and drive. You know, he took an environmental goal that was not part of the beauty industry, and even when people thought he was crazy, he stuck to his guns.
I'd have to say he was a consistent student. He was a mentor for so many and held up so many and gave them an opportunity. And then with that, just was a total visionary and allowing that just to bloom and flower and become just the most amazing thing that it is, which is Aveda.
When I think of Horst, I think he's a visionary first and foremost. He's the most amazing visionary I've ever met.
I think that the biggest impact that Horst made on the beauty industry was giving people that love this industry a choice. My mother's been a hairdresser since 1966. She didn't have a choice. I mean, she couldn't get health insurance because it was such a toxic industry. It was beautiful people made at the price of their health, others' health, and the environment. And he showed people that, you know what, if beauty is as beauty does, if you can make an impact that's good, if you can make beauty that doesn't hurt, it only elevates, then that's the best way to do it. It's not just beauty for money's sake.
You know, in the 70s, I was already thinking about environmentalism. If fashion pollutes, then it ought to be re-examined, because then it's outdated. Because the purpose of fashion is to stimulate the mind to feel good. But what are the materials we're using to do that? That is of importance to me today.
What's exciting for me to see is there are so many other companies now who are doing what he started 2 years ago, is caring enough to make change.
If you think about it, really he was almost 30 years ahead of his time, because it wasn't until the early 2000s that really that consciousness and that movement started to grab hold, and everybody else particularly in the beauty industry, was me too. I want to be environmental. And Horst was there 30 years before everybody else.
Sometimes change is small, sometimes change is big, but the objective that Horst always did was make sure that you do whatever amount of change you could at the time you're able to do it.
He focused on the professional and making the beauty industry professional, and that it was a career, and that it was a lifestyle, and that somebody could do extremely well and make a life of being a hairdresser. And he celebrated being a hairdresser.
When I entered beauty school, I entered the original Horst Institute, and he actually lived in the school. So I had the greatest opportunities where, as a student, he was checking my haircuts. So even as a student, I was able to participate in shows that he was doing, and he took the time with us to show us how to do what he learned when he was a student. So it was pretty amazing, because at this stage in my life, I'm able to do the exact same thing.
It's pretty simple. It's continuing to provide students with the best education, the best opportunity for growth, both personally and professionally, and to provide them the best environment in which to do it.
The way that I will continue to live his mission is with one word from the mission, which is strive. Strive is energy, strive isn't easy, and it means you don't always get it right. But own that you didn't get it right and try to make it better next time.
I know you're in a better place, and thank you for letting me be part of your family.
I was fortunate enough to say to him before he passed was just, thank you. Because it was an honor.